Hello, everyone. This is Dairanis from Generation On, and
this is Paola Martinez from the New York City Commission on Human Rights.
And we are so excited today to have her today. Today we're going to share information about our theme of the month about human rights and equality. And we have a really, really nice agenda made for you. And today, basically, what we're going to talk about what are human rights, the definition, the impact of the human rights in the world. Also, we're going to use examples from the New York City Commission on Human Rights. And also, we're going to share with you different ideas and projects that you can take in your schools, in your community, in your state to address the issue of human rights and equality. So, without further ado, we have Paola from the Human Rights Commission on Human Rights from the New York City. So Paola, tell us more a little bit about yourself, how you started at the commission, and what does that mean in terms of how can we define human rights?
Thank you, Dairanis, and thank you everyone for joining us. Well, I work for the New York City Commission on Human Rights, and we are a city agency under the mayor's office. And what we do is to reinforce the anti-discrimination laws in New York City. I just want to let you know that New York City has one of the most comprehensive civil rights laws in the nation, and that means that we have a lot of protected categories that prohibit discrimination in different areas that include the workplace, housing, and public accommodations. Public accommodations, for example, schools, buses, parks, and many different other places.
I see. So New York City can serve as an example for you in your home state to look into what kind of laws are covering human rights, what are not something that your state is not covering, and that you might be interested in doing an advocacy project or a policy project to bring to your legislators so it can become a law and be something important that you can provide back to your community.
Yes. The New York City Human Rights Law, we protect individuals from discrimination in many different areas. For example, age, race, color, religion, creed, national origin, gender, and gender identity. And we also have protected categories that many other anti-discrimination or civil rights laws pertaining to human rights, many other states do not have these protected categories. So we have a very expansive and comprehensive law, and you should check it out and find out, whether there are categories that the laws in your states do not currently have, so you can use our law as an example.
And also it's important to note that human rights is a fairly new concept in society, and one of those examples can be the Constitution of the United States, the Civil Rights Act, also the Bill of Rights, and the Universal Declaration for Human Rights, that particularly for children, it was a big win because it's stating that everyone has the right to life, freedom, and safety. So this is an example as a society how we improve it in terms of protecting the rights of all individuals around the world.
Yes.
So do we have any questions here based on what we have shared so far that you would like to ask? So,
if you don't mind, I can share some of the examples about the most recent campaigns that our agency has, or that our city, some of the recent laws that our city has implemented. For example, in New York City, employers cannot discriminate against anyone based on their criminal record. That means that we are giving people a second chance to go back to work. And we are also implementing other laws, for example, that prohibit discrimination from to different people based on their gender identity. So, for example, in New York City, no one can be discriminated based on their gender identity in employment, and also from using bathroom facilities. This is something that you can also look at as an example and check in your states, and maybe create exciting campaigns about that, and you can use our law as an example.
Also, you mentioned something about accommodations in school.
Yes.
I thought that would be a good example. Particularly, we have a lot of young people that are very active in the schools, in their community, and it's good to share with them that they can also look into what their school is providing, or what services or something that you want to see happening in your school. That can definitely happen through advocacy, through policy changes.
So, for example, in New York, the human rights law, we protect individuals from discrimination in public accommodations, as I said before, and schools are considered public accommodations.
I see.
So no one can be discriminated based on their race, their religion, their gender, their gender identity, their citizenship, or country of origin. And we also work very closely with other organizations like the Department of Education, and I just want everyone to know that we have in New York City a very specific policy, right? Which is the respect for all, and we go in agreement with the work that the Department of Education does, making sure that any cases of discrimination are reported. So please make sure that you check out in your schools if you have similar procedures and similar policies that guarantee that all children and all individuals are treated with respect and dignity.
For sure. Again, if you have any questions that you want to share with us, anything that you would like us to expand, we're more than happy to respond to it. Also, Paola, can you share with us how would be an example that you would recommend for our youth and kids and facilitators to come back to our youth and share with them like an advocacy approach to something that they want to take upon like in a campaign?
So, for example, if there is an issue that you care about and you have identified a need in your school, for example, you want to advocate for so that everyone is treated with dignity, and maybe you want to start a human rights campaign, I think that one of the first things that you should look at is, check what are the policies in your state. Go to the mayor's website and find out if your mayor has a human rights commission, right? And if they do, then look at your human rights laws in your states, and maybe you can use our law in New York City as an example and see what protected categories do we have that you may not have, and you can say, I think that we should really protect people from discrimination in this area, in this particular area that you care so much about. And you can start organizing a campaign in your school. You can create posters, you can create flyers, and you can or maybe you can request an appointment with the head of the commission in your state and ask for that person to do a presentation and find out about any programs that they may have.
For sure. And also, a Generation On in our website, we share the project of the month, and the project of the month is a Generation Advocacy for Change, and it was particularly to address the social issue of human rights and equality. And basically, it was one of our actions, Hasbro Action Heroes. She did an advocacy project in which she lobbied her legislators in Florida to bring and approve a program for children with legally impaired. So the project guide is on our website. You can have access to step-by-step on how you can do this. But again, there are different ways that you can come up with different ideas of how to either organize in your community to create advocacy projects for issues that in your community you want to bring change.
Yes.
And also, with home-based Points of Light, we have also become a drum major campaign in which you can, like in the words of Martin Luther King, everyone is great because everyone can bring change. Everyone can serve. I think that's the right word. But
be the change that you want to see in the world.
That too. And also, as a young person with the desire of bringing change, you can be a drum major in your community, and you can create like a pledge in which you are a drum major for I'm a drum major for social justice. I'm a drum major for helping the environment. I'm a drum major for the LGBTQ community. I'm a drum major for empathy and kindness. So you can take a pledge with your friends in your community. You can create this project. You can lend your voice to address these issues that you want to bring change up in your community, in your school, with your friends. And also another idea that you can find in our website at Points of Light is a Sunday supper, in which you can bring a diverse group of people to talk about the different issues that you care about and how through dialogue you can create change and inspire service. So we have a question: is there an age requirement for the Drum Major campaign or the Points of Light Sunday Supper?
That's
I don't think there's all these ideas are across ages. Of course, it's good to have a brainstorm activity with the club facilitator or someone that can help the kids if they need guidance. But all these activities that we share with you today are age appropriate from elementary to high school students. Mm-hmm.
That's right. Okay. So they're saying both. Age requirements for both.
Yeah, so it applies to both elementary from 5 years old to 18 years old, which is something as well that we care about. You're welcome, Rachel. One thing that is very unique at Generation On and we're really excited about is that we want to remind that all ages can serve from elementary to all the way to high school. So all the projects that we share with you are age appropriate, that we think about the different ages. Mm-hmm. So any more questions? So really excited about this. It's the first time that we do Facebook Live on our Generation On page. So we're really happy. We really hope that you enjoyed the presentation with Paola. Thank you so much for taking time for your busy schedule to be with us today.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. This is the first time that I actually participate on a Facebook Live event. This is really, really exciting, and I'm really glad and thankful for the opportunity to talk about the work that we do at the New York City Commission on Human Rights. And I hope that after this conversation that we had, you feel encouraged to find out about the human rights laws in your states and learn more about human rights, because we really need to do a lot of work to make sure that everyone is treated with dignity and with respect. So I look forward to hearing more about the exciting work that you start to implement in your states.
Yes, and for sure, please visit Generation On website and also the Points of Light website. We have really great material to, help you to come up and spark conversation among your youth and your kids on how to approach the issue of human rights and equality, which is a very important topic. So thank you so much all for tuning in today. And this is something that we hope to keep doing. So keep looking up in our website and our Facebook page. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.